What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and stand for you guys some more Call of Duty Ghosts tips and tricks. In this video, we're going to be talking about the secret kind of like hidden attributes that the fire mode attachments give to assault rifles. So what I'm talking about are the semi-auto and burst fire attachments you can put in your assault rifle. Now obviously semi-auto turns it into a one-shot rifle with a delay between each shot, and then burst fire turns it into a 3-round burst rifle with a delay between each 3-round burst. That much is a given. However, there are different attributes and mechanics and things that are changed when you put these attachments on these weapons that really kind of make them different guns. And I wanted to make sure you guys knew about these and kind of gave you guys the information that you need to build some pretty good classes on your own. So starting off with the semi-auto attachment. When you put semi-auto on an assault rifle, at least for most of the assault rifles, it's going to give it 15% more range, which is obviously a very good thing. That's going to help you kill in fewer amount of shots. Also, as you guys would imagine, the rate of fire is reduced. It's actually by 25%, so you're going to be shooting a little bit slower, but obviously going to be much more accurate, so keep that in mind. Also, the recoil. Obviously, the recoil is going to be affected. There's 10% more view kick, and that's kind of your gun on screen, what you see, and how it kind of pops up and blocks your vision and things like that, so keep that in mind. And then also, there's a 15% slower center speed. So what the center speed is when you take a shot, you know how your gun like goes up and to the right, for example? Once it gets to the top of that up and to the right action, it has to come back down to the center where you're aiming, right? That's called center speed, when it comes back down and comes back to the middle of your screen where you're aiming. So that's going to be 15% slower, which is obviously a pretty big deal. Now, finally, the last thing, which is the best thing, you got 50% more damage to the head, neck, and torso. And the torso is like the body. Everything except arms and legs, you got 50% more damage, which is obviously a very, very big thing. Now, also, there are a couple of assault rifles that do have kind of some differences to these. It's the MSBS, the Remington R5, and the AK-12. Those do not get the range boost, and they also get 40% more damage to the head and neck, and then only 10% damage to the body. But still, they're very good because those are the highest damage weapons in the game already, so I didn't want to make them super overpowered. They're kind of even with all the other assault rifles with those reduced stats there. Now, next up for the burst fire attachment, what do you get here? Well, you get 25% less range, which is not a good thing, 10% slower rate of fire, 20% bigger hip fire spread, so keep that in mind. You don't really want to hip fire with burst fire weapons. Next up, you got 15% more view kick, 15% slower center speed, and 50% more damage to the head, neck, and torso. So as you can see, it's kind of similar stats to those of the single shot, but they're a little bit different. And then also the AK-12 and the Remington R5 have slightly different stats here as well. So with these, you don't get the less range, you know, kind of whatever it's called, deduction or, you know, whatever. So the AK-12 and the Remington R5 are pretty good with burst fire on them. And then also, again, the damage is changed from 50% everywhere to 40% to the head and neck and 10% to the torso. So keep that in mind. So you guys have it. Those are kind of the different various wacky kind of things that are changed when you put burst fire or when you put single shot on your assault rifles in Ghosts. What can you take away from this? Well, they're both really good attachments. Like, they greatly, greatly increase the damage that your weapons do. And it pretty much turns any weapon in the game into an MSBS. It's like a create your own MSBS type situation. So if you have a gun you like better than the MSBS, slap one of these attachments on it, especially the single fire, and you pretty much got yourself an MSBS. It's going to kill extremely, extremely quickly from medium to long ranges. The burst fire does have kind of more hindrances and more negative effects than the single shot does, but then again, the single shot is a little bit more difficult to use, so keep that in mind when you're putting these attachments on, and just, you know, kind of look at these different stats, try them out on different weapons, find something that works for you, because I never really see people using these kind of, you know, fire mode attachments, but they're actually very, very good, and you can create some combinations that are pretty interesting and pretty fun to use. And I've actually got a Ghost Killer class setup video coming tomorrow that kind of takes advantage of these effects, and it's actually a very good class, so I can't wait to show you guys. So look forward to that tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and check out one of the other 2 videos on the screen if you haven't seen them yet. Thanks again for watching, guys. Catch you all later. Love your faces. Peace out.